Well, welcome back to Module 3 of How to Recruit 20 People in 30 Days. We talked in Module 1 about preparation. We talked in Module 2 about filling the funnel, getting that calendar just packed with action and activity, sending out those, getting the contacts put together and sending out text messages to everyone, getting as face-to-face as you possibly can in that process, and I hope you've accepted the challenge. Now, some of you may have not accepted that challenge yet. You haven't decided you're going to do that yet because you're still wanting to know, what do I do once I get all these people? I don't have enough, I need somebody to do this presentation with me. I need some help. I need some guidance. I need some direction. What do I say? Because maybe I'm brand new or, you don't know what to do. So I will tell you, the biggest, most important part of increasing your effectiveness in presentation, because that's what we're really talking about now, is presentation. The biggest part is telling your story. Telling your story. This is really important, and there are 4 parts to every person's story. You might not know your story right now. Let me help you create your story. Because when you sit down with a person, one of the first things you're going to do over the course of this Recruit 20 in 30 process is you're going to tell your story. So in that, you've got the first is, I'll just make this A and then I'll make this 1. Part 1 is your background. You're a doctor, you're a teacher, you're a nurse, you're a business owner, you're a employee for some company, you're a salesperson, you're a banker, you're a firefighter, whatever it happens to be. Okay? Part 2 is what you didn't like about it. What didn't you like about your background? Let's say you're a teacher, for example. I know a lot of teachers. I'm a teacher at heart. I'm teaching now, right? So here's what I know about teachers. They're underpaid for what they do, the value that they put out in the world. They live in a very political environment. They have to watch their back. It's very political inside of educational institutions. There's a limit to how much they can earn, no matter how good they are or how much better they are than somebody else in the educational system. There's only so much they can earn. They're a little bit of a slave to their passion. In other words, the system knows that they care so much for their students that they'll pay for their school supplies. They'll go above and beyond. They'll put in the extra hours without being paid for it. They'll do all that stuff because they know that they're passionate about it, and they kind of take advantage of that type of a situation. The hours are a little bit crazy, so I know that about teachers. So if a person's a teacher, say, yeah, my background is I'm a teacher, maybe you love it, maybe you don't, but whatever it is. But here's the challenges with being a teacher. Political environment, I'm not really paid what I'm worth. The hours are a little bit crazy, and there's limits to how much I can earn no matter how good I am. So if you're a teacher, does that sound familiar? If you're not a teacher, you know some teachers, I promise you, that's what's going through their mind. So what you didn't like. And then 3, that you found a solution. Maybe it's in the form of the product, maybe it's in the form of your opportunity, but you found a solution to what you didn't like through the opportunity that you're sitting down and sharing with another person. And number 4 is how you feel about the future. Here's my background. Here's what I didn't like. Here's the solution that I found, and here's how I feel about the future. Now, when I do live events, we just had a city tour here in the United States. When I do live events, I do an exercise, and I'm going to actually pull some footage from a live event and have you watch this, because it's very difficult for you to truly understand the impact of your story without the exercise. And I role play this in an audience. And what I do is I have them tell their story with a stranger in the room, and then I get their feedback. And then I have them do it again with a little bit of a different twist, and then I have them do it a 3rd time with a little bit of a different twist. So what I would like to do now is I'd like to have you watch a live event that we did where we go through this exercise and really try and internalize the impact of what's happening in the telling of the story because it's such a critical aspect to what you're going to need to do in order to be able to really build a relationship, build trust, and transfer belief with your prospects, okay? So check that out, and I'll come back when it's done. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to stand up and find someone who speaks your language that you do not know. It's very important that you don't cheat with this. Don't go to your friend next to you, let's pretend we don't know each other. Don't do that. Okay? So find somebody you do not know, and I want you to tell your story to each other. Following these 4 steps that you wrote down, use it as a little cheat sheet. We'll put it up on the screen so you can see the 4 during this. I want you to go through tell them your background, what you didn't like, the solution that you found, and how you feel about the future, and then reverse it. So the other person does it back to you. Okay? Now you have 4 minutes to do this. 4 minutes to find a person, tell the story back and forth. Are you ready? Set, go.
Oh, 'cause you're always trying to get ahead of life. Baby, when you go, you know I'll be waiting on the other side. And I know it's cold, but if you stayed it, I could keep you warm at night.
All right, give yourselves a big round of applause, everybody. Go ahead and sit down. Go ahead and sit down. Okay, what did you learn? Give me some observations. Those of you who did this exercise, what did you learn? Anyone? Anyone who can tell me in English? Yes, what did you learn?
I learned from Mateo that he's very happy now that he has the possibility to be.
No, give me more observations of the exercise. What was it like to share your story? What did you learn by sharing your story and having somebody share theirs? Not exactly their details, just the process. It's nice to see that we're all kind of the same, right? Did you notice that you have similarities with the other person? How many people notice that you have something similar with the other person? How many people were surprised that you actually could make a connection with another human being that fast? Within a few minutes. Especially guys. Women do this naturally. They'll go into the bathroom and they'll come out best friends. Guys, we struggle with this. What else did you learn? What was this hard or easy?
Easy.
Easy, it's not hard. Will you get better with practice? Yes, you'll get better with practice. Yes.
You can live your dream.
You can live your dream. How many people felt it was interesting? It felt good for someone to listen to your story? Was it good? How many people felt honored that someone was willing to share their story with you?
Same.
How many people felt, as they were sharing the story, that you wanted to hear more? Anyone? Interesting, right? Any other observations? Any other observations? How many people found yourself wanting to help the other person? Anybody feel like you wanted to help the other person when they were telling their story? Interesting. Now, will you please put up the 4 questions again, or the 4 parts again, up on the screen? Production guys? Can you throw up what's up on the Elmo? There you go. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Which one of these is the most important? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Background, what you didn't like, the solution, or how you feel about the future? Now, how many people feel, and there is an answer, it's not all of the above. How many people feel like it's number 1? Show of hands. Almost no one. How many people feel like it's number 2? Show of hands. How many people feel like it's number 3, the solution? Show of hands. How many people it's number 4? How do you feel about the future? Show of hands. Most people feel like it's number 4. Guess what it is? Number 2. Number 2 is by far the most important. Let me explain why. Nobody cares how cool you are. Nobody cares about your future. Nobody cares about all your accomplishments, and nobody cares about your dreams, all that stuff. Guess what they care about? Guess when they build a relationship with you? When you share your pain. When you share your vulnerability. When you share your heartache. When you share your challenges. That's when you become a human being. That's when they trust you. We've been taught through our lives to never share our weakness. To share weakness is death. That's what we've been taught. But in our business, we're in a relationship business. In order to build rapport and build relationship, people need to understand that you're willing to be vulnerable with them. And here's what I will tell you. If you're willing to be vulnerable with another person and share your real pain, they're going to be willing to drop all of the pretense and share theirs with you. And now you have the basis of a real relationship, a real conversation. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to do this exercise again. Okay? And I want you to find a new person that you do not know. It's very critical that you use a person that you do not know and you don't cheat with this. Don't cheat yourself with this process. Play like a pro. I want you to do the 4 things again, but this time I want you to put more emphasis on number 2. I want you to be raw and honest and authentic and real about the things that you've struggled with, that your challenges in your background. Be honest with it. Doesn't need to be longer. It just needs to be more authentic. Okay, you prepared to do that? All right, you have 4 minutes. Ready, set, go. "30 seconds. Okay, give yourselves a big round of applause, everybody. Find your seats, please. You've now done this twice. Who has some observations? Anybody have any observations about this second time? Willing to share? Yes. It's more comfortable second time. How many people felt more comfortable the second time? Yes? What other observations? Yes? Anyone? What did you learn? Yes? You need to listen more. Listening is powerful, isn't it? Maybe even asking some more questions about it is helpful. Yeah. Sometimes when it's all about you, you need to make it a little bit about them. People love to tell their story if you give them an opportunity. What else did you learn? Anyone? Yes? You feel more connection. How many people felt more connection this time than the first time? Because you shared your pain. You shared a little bit more of your real self. So you can build a relationship with a person fast through that kind of conversation versus, oh, I'm so cool, I'm so amazing. What else did you learn? Any other observations? Anyone? Yes. It's easier the second time. You know, the average doctor will spend 18,000 hours of practice in order to get good at what they're doing. You just practice twice. Okay? If you learn to tell your story over and over and over, you're going to do better. You'll refine it.
I felt more confidence to talk.
You felt more confident the second time. Yes. Build your confidence and build your posture. All of a sudden,
Also to talk my story.
to tell your story. Yes. Exactly. So, if you're willing to do this over and over, you feel more comfortable, feel more rapport. Did it feel like a sales pitch? Did it feel salesy? No. When somebody was telling their story to you, did you feel uncomfortable? No, not really. It was simple. It was real. Even though you were talking about your solution, how you feel about the future, that's fine. When you talked about your background and what you didn't like about it, that was the thing that really opened the door for you to be able to listen to them. Now, throw up the 4 parts again. I'm going to ask you to do this one more time. This time, don't leave your seat. I just want you to do it with the person sitting next to you. Okay? But this time, all you get to do, hold on, all you get to do is 3 and 4. You don't get to talk about your background and you don't get to talk about what you didn't like. All you get to talk about is your solution and how you feel about the future, okay? That's all you get to do. No matter how much anybody asks, you have to only do 3 and 4. Okay? You ready? Stay in your seats and go ahead and do it. Set, go.
Love in a photograph. We make these memories for ourselves. Where our eyes are never closing, hearts are never broken.
All right, stop. All right, how did that feel? Not good. Give me some observations. It missed something.